Hello, my retro turkeys, and thank you so much for joining me for a devlog status update sort of thing for the retro MMO that we all love so much and hold so dearly. It has been quite a while. We are long overdue. Last time I talked about the MMO here was in February of 2023 when I was announcing the non-compete agreement that I got into with a new role I had accepted. A very sad day for Retro MMO. As you can see, I'm very sad. Yeah, so to catch you up, back in January of last year, January of 2023, I released the 1.0 update for Retro MMO, which was a full rewrite of all the engine and all the code, getting things polished, trying to fix things, trying to make things work well. And I spent a good month or so working on additional fixes and quality of life things and such before I accepted a job offer to work on the second greatest MMO of all time, Camelot Unchained, which has been great. But at the time, they gave me a non-compete agreement that wasn't really negotiable, where I was not allowed to work on retro MMO. Well, added 3 new MTOs. Nice, bro. Anyway, I was not allowed to work on the game. Yeah, as I explained in my announcement, we were having sort of a measure to tide people over a bit. We were doing a side project, or rather, my friend Frulu and someone who worked on Retro MMO's code a lot in the past. I gave him a copy of Retro MMO's engine and the code and all the assets, and he made like a private server sort of deal, Retro Gaiden, which ended up coming into fruition. No pun intended. And about what was it? December of 2023. And what that turned out like was essentially just like a slightly like a reimagined, slightly stretched out version of Retro MMO with a bit of new content and assets and such. Some new items and monsters and things to encounter, and some new code things too. A little bit, a couple features. And what was also great about this is it gave the people working on this Retro Gaiden project the chance to improve some of my code and work on some refactors and bug fixes and things, while I was not allowed to. And yeah, now as of April of this year, a little bit over a full year later, April of 2024, my company dropped the non-compete. They were willing to do so because I've been there for a while and things are going really well. And yeah, so we went ahead and retired the Retro Gaiden project. Unfortunately, yeah, if you missed out, then you missed out because it is now offline. But well, I guess you could at least see the footage if you wanted to from my live streams. But yeah, so I got back working on the game. Immediately, my first task was integrating all of the changes to the code that had been done on the Retro Gaiden project while I was away, and seeing what I could grab from that and bring into the Retro MMO project, which was a decent amount, good amount of bug fixes and code improvements and things. Definitely some things to be happy about there. And then yeah, consistently just working a lot of this year, and then past that, a lot of code rewriting, refactoring stuff, as I'm always doing. I really don't see a full rewrite happening at any point. Hopefully, like was happening prior to this 1.0 release. But yeah, a lot of things to improve, and of course I've learned a lot. Working at a medium-sized studio building an MMO. I've of course improved as a software engineer and therefore realized that maybe some of my code wasn't the best back then. That's okay. I spent pretty much all of July working on a new holiday event, or somewhat new holiday event, celebrating Retro MMO's fourth birthday, the fourth anniversary of the game's release in August of 2024. And that update is live now. I was planning on just only running it for the month of August, but I feel like, well, especially because there's not a whole lot of releases happening right now, I wouldn't mind keeping it running a bit longer. As the time of me uploading this, I intend to keep it up for at least a couple more weeks or a month or so. So you still have the opportunity to check that out if you didn't already. And for the people that played Retro Gaiden, they also have been awarded a unique cosmetic item that currently the only way to obtain it was from having played Retro Gaiden. So that was a bit of the reward for people that played this sort of spin-off thing, the temporary spin-off thing. Maybe you didn't want to play because it's a temporary thing. You wouldn't keep your save file forever. What's the point of grinding? But at least those people got some sort of small reward that transferred into the main game. And the event that's running right now also does have some unique cosmetic things that have never existed before and are will be sort of rare, at least for the foreseeable future. I don't have and let me roll some footage of some gameplay of me playing through the event that's running right now. There's no guarantee that any of the rare items from events and such won't come back at a later date. In fact, almost all of them probably will. The only thing that's really guaranteed to never come back is the pet rock item from the old times. But you can at least expect a lot of this stuff, is reasonably has no reason to come back anytime soon. I can say that a lot of the content from Retro Gaiden and content from the birthday event that we're running right now, or in fact, the content for the birthday event we're running right now is partially reused from Retro Gaiden, but a lot of that stuff will be coming back in the future as permanent content. So even the non-code things, even the graphics things and content dev stuff from Retro Gaiden will be reused permanently. So that's more time spent working on things that actually does have permanent benefit here. We got the recycling machine going at full force here. Anyways, though, now that we're caught up to modern times with RetroMMO, to tell you a little bit about my goals for the rest of 2024 and for 2025, I'm just spending a lot of time improving my code, and I really don't want to get into the technical details for the sake of this video. But my goal for 2024 is to get the quests feature released and add some more content to the level range that currently exists in the game. I'd like to increase the size of the first town, add some more NPCs, add some more monsters and things, and fill up the town with quests to give you objectives to actually do while you grind through the level 1 to 10 content. Because as things are right now, you essentially have grinding random encounters and a boss battle, and that's it. We're trying to fill up that content with quests, objectives to do, so it doesn't ever feel like you're really just grinding is the goal. And then for 2025, the goal is to get out a new proper content expansion that maybe like doubles the amount of content in the game, or perhaps a little bit more, increasing the level cap to 15, adding a second town and a second dungeon and a bunch of new items and mechanics to battle, adding new abilities and things like that. That's the idea. That's the goal for 2025. But yeah, 2024, at the very least, get the quest feature implemented. Get at least a quest in the game. If I do not achieve that, go ahead and cancel me. You have my permission. And for anybody that wants to, maybe has questions or wants to get more in-depth info about the code and the tech side of things and more of the nuance, I still have been streaming on my Twitch page very regularly. Maybe not the most hours I've ever spent, and maybe not all 113 of these hours in the last 30 days were the most productive hours of my career. But I do still spend a lot of time live coding, working on things for the game, or live content dev, etc. I do the bulk of it live. Live's been pretty busy recently, so I do try to spend a little bit of time off stream, just really getting stuff done. But I'm feeling pretty confident about my goals for 2024, 2025, even with a lot of my stream being goofing off stupid stuff. And I just want to thank you everybody who's still keeping up with the game. Hope you're looking forward to what we got going on. Play the fourth birthday event that's running right now, if you haven't already, and it's still up. And I love you. Thank you. Moi. See you next time. Probably post a video when I add quests. Yo, yo, yo.